Okay.
Hello and welcome to the second episode of Bottom Line Ecom. And this is your host Tehseen, and I'm here with one of the most famous guys in the Amazon FBA community from Pakistan. And the guy does not need any introduction at all, but let me just introduce him just for the formality of it. I have Arqam Cheema with me, and he is one of the most known copywriters from Pakistan, the guy who basically invented the art of copywriting pretty much in the Amazon FBA community, and then everyone caught up. And then he's currently a co-founder of Captens, which is a full service Amazon agency, and he's here to share some secrets with all of us. So Arkham, could you introduce yourself a bit, maybe a bit better than me?
Sure, sure. So thank you so much for inviting me to the scene. So hi guys, my name is Arqam, and I've been working as a sales and copywriter guy for over 4 years now. And it's been like 2 years I am working in the FBA space, and so far it's going really good. And it's been like 60 days I have started my own company, which Tassin has already mentioned, Captens Limited, and it's an Amazon services based company which is helping ongoing brands to grow and scale further. So this podcast is going to be all about how I grew my agency and made it profitable in less than 45 days.
Okay, so let's just get into it. Yeah, so the first question that I always ask people is what was their background? Because I just believe that the background a person have, the disadvantages, the advantages, the fields that people have had, they play a huge part in whatever role they play in whatever industry they work in. So could you introduce us to a bit of a background story? What were you doing before
Okay.
FPA, let's say?
So I started like 5 years back into the freelancing space as a writer, and since those 5 years, I'm solely working as a first started as a content writer, then shifted to copywriting, and now I'm just scaling it entirely in it, just focusing on the marketing and conversion part of the business, how to create offers, how to scale my business using copywriting, how to create funnels, and all those sort of stuff. And yes, so it's all about just copywriting. In that meantime, I did learn many other strategies like web development, logo designing, affiliate marketing. I didn't literally left anything, but my luck or the things that worked for me was entirely centric to the writing niche only. So I decided to scale it in it only.
Now, I don't like to digress, but I would just point something out for the people who are here. When you mentioned you tried everything, so that is
Yeah.
one thing for people to learn from the people who have actually made it.
Mhm.
They've had more failures than the people who are not doing so good. So
Yeah.
if you actually see how much work you've put in each field, a lot of
Mhm.
people are not able to put that work in, and I
Mhm.
guess that is the reason they're not able to go to that level, and hopefully they can learn to go to that level as hopefully soon. So okay, I have a question before we get into the agency bit.
Mhm.
Are you a generalist or are you a specialist? Because I hear this debate all the time. You have to be a specialist, you have to niche down,
Mhm.
but then you once you try to scale, you kind of have to be a generalist as well. I mean, that's the notion that I understand, but what do you
Okay.
think?
So, so when I started working on multiple niches, like I was into graphic designing, I was into like web development, game development, all those sort of things. I sucked at. I lost all of those things. I couldn't succeed. But the thing was that I wasn't like too ordinary in those skill set. I was doing really good, but it didn't made that much for me. So the benefit was now if I'm creating my own company, that knowledge or that skill set is helping me now. Even at multiple points it helped me, like if I want to train my graphic designer, I know what sort of design works, how to design a converting visual, how to go for how to select a video, how to edit that video, how to create a funnel, how to design a website, how to operate a website, and all those sort of stuff. So if you consider this as a journalist, then yes, I am. And if in terms of like selling my services, no, I'm not a journalist. I'm more into the specialist form because I don't like to sell my services at a cheap cost. And if you want to sell at like a premium price, you have to be like an expert in a specific domain. So if you have read The 100 Million Sales by Alex Hormozy, you might have read his concept of niching down. So whenever you keep on niching down, you go for the sweeter spot. After every, let's say I want to target the content writing. Content writing is a broader domain. It contains all the low tier, high tier, and super elite tier. All right, but it's hard to find that elite tier. So if I go for like copywriting or content writing for supplements, that further on like exaggerates or like centralizes a specific part. And if I go for content writing for supplements, that can help healthy people, that can help people to lose weight. So it is further on centralizing the topic, and it is further on focusing on that one single domain. So when something targets at a specific point, then it becomes more premium because the consumer feels that yes, this guy knows or this guy has the solution to my problem. So yeah, in terms of like selling services, I'm a specialist, and in terms of building something, I'm a journalist.
I actually feel this way for a lot of people because the ones who are running companies, I feel that a lot of them are, generalists because they have a lot of skill sets. Even if they do
Yeah.
not sell all those skill sets, they are generalists in the sense that they are dangerous enough to learn a lot of skill sets and lead teams even when they're not the expert of something. Let's say graphic design for you, right? Okay, so the next thing, when you say niche down, right? I'm a big fan
Yeah.
of Alex Hormozy as well. His book, love it. I've read it 2 to 3 times now. One question: do you think one should focus on the industry, or do you think one should focus on the subject? So let me give you an example. So as you give an example of supplements. So if I was a copywriter today, what would you recommend for me to niche down, saying, "Hey, I am a copywriter who only work for Amazon brands," or
Okay.
I am a copywriter who only work for supplements. So in that case, I can write listings, I can write landing pages, I can write funnels, I can write ads, I can write different kind of copy, right? Only for supplements. But in
Yes.
this case, I write for a lot of things, maybe a table, maybe a chair, but only for Amazon brands. Which one would
Yeah.
you recommend?
So I would recommend going for the niche, like supplements, because if you know direct response copywriting, you are surely familiar with the concept of landing page or offer creation. So those landing pages sell for like $5,000. You can easily get a landing page order for 5,000, 8,000, 10,000 if you have good skill set. But on Amazon, you cannot get the equivalent price because it's not worth it. If you if it's actually not worth it on spending that much of money on this copywriting because Amazon the Amazon side is not 80% dependent on copywriting, but the funnel building or the creation side is highly dependent on the copy only. Because if you don't have a good copy, your offer won't stand out, and if you don't have a good copy, your emails or your upselling page or your cross selling page wouldn't work. So yeah, you have to focus on the niche instead of focusing or staying dependent to the marketplace.
Okay, that is a great answer. Okay, so one more question for you before we dip into the agency bit. Why did you not choose the freelance route? Because, for example, copywriting in specific, I have some experience in copywriting. Again, not a specialist, but I have some experience so that I can lead a team of, in my company. But the thing is, copywriting as a freelance is a very good skill to have, right? You have the freedom, you don't have to worry about anything, or less things at least. So why
Yeah.
did you choose the agency model and not the freelance model, let's say?
Okay. So if you want to be just a copywriter only, the problem is you live hand to mouth unless you have a really strong funnel. Let's say if I get a retainer of like if you are good at email writing or if you are good at direct response writing, you can easily get retainers of $3,000-4,000 per month. It's not a problem. But when you start getting that much of a big project, you stop looking for other projects. So when that project is out of your league, or it's just gone, you start from scratch again. In my case, I had a good funnel in place, so I don't have to pitch anybody. I don't have to look for the projects. They were automatically coming in, and I was just closing them. But the problem is, for how long that funnel will last. Okay, I needed something in which I don't have to like personally engage on the projects, and they are still bringing revenue for me. So in my company, I'm specifically focusing on the creative side of the business, branding side of the business, funneling, closing, and those sort of things. So it's still relevant to my industry, but the reward is much greater.
Okay, that makes sense. Um, okay, so let's just talk about the agency bit now. What do you think are the common problems that an agency owner who's just starting out they face when they are just trying to do the first bit? Like, let's say they're hiring the first employee right now, or they're thinking about hiring the first employee, or maybe the third one. What do you think are the problems that they face, and how do you think they can tackle them?
So the major problem which I have found, which is like the worst thing that can happen to a company, is majority of them are not focusing on hiring a sales guy or a branding guy. 70% of the agencies don't have a marketing department or branding department. So the problem is they have no one to bring the business. There is only technical side available only, and those technical individuals are working on finding the projects. So
Okay,
now, whenever they get, now the same problem is here as well. Whenever they get two or three projects, the sales is gone. The sales are just limited to those two or three projects only. They cannot expect more projects coming in. So whenever they lose a client, then they again start looking for another clients. So in my company, what's actually happening is I have no concern what's happening in the technical department. I have no concern with that. Okay, my concern is only working for the branding of the company and how we can grow it in terms of generating business for it. Okay, so this is how we are working on it. So I don't have to just like whenever we can get unlimited number of projects because the technical department is doing their job and I'm doing my job. Nothing is stopping me from getting more clients.
that makes
Getting that?
perfect sense.
So the problem is there's another reason why majority of the companies don't have a sales or branding guy because majority, if you have like if you know the sales guy, they get commissions or they get percentage. Those sales guys who are like more dependent on a fixed salary instead of commission, they do not know how to sell. So the problem is there's not enough good sales guy in the market. Because let's say if you start a company, okay, you are looking for a sales guy. You won't find any because nobody is confident enough that they can bring sales for the business or not. But I know I can bring sales for the business. And I know I'm like a major source of the company. But that's not something common in the industry. So if even if they find a sales guy, a good sales guy won't like just agree unless he gets 50% of the company because he have to put yeah that's how it
I
actually works
understand. I
because
understand.
he's the guy who's actually bringing the business. He can work for like 10 companies at the same time, but a technical guy cannot work for 10 companies at the same time. Are you getting me? That's
I
the main
understand.
problem. That's the
I
main problem.
really understand.
Which is why I preferred going for the sales. So, get sales training. If you get, let's say if you are working for a FMCG brand or some similar brand who sells products on every day, and I can get on like 1,000 calls a day or 100 calls a day. If I close them like 10% of them every day, I can still make like 10 grand a month. Okay, so this is how the sales field is much better. Let's say if I at one point my agency is making like six figures in USD. At the same time, I can work for another agency. I can work for another company as well. Help them in growing their business. Help them in being a leader of their sales team and all those stuff. But at the same time, a technical guy cannot do that. Okay,
At this
so
rate, you're gonna convince people to just abandon Amazon and just learn
no,
sales.
no, no, no. The problem is 90% won't abandon it because they are not confident if they can generate sales for the business or not.
Okay.
The problem is majority would say that you have strong personal branding, which is why you got the sales and all that sort of stuff. when I jumped into a separate company, I didn't brought any of the clients from my previous personal branding. None of them, because it wouldn't make sense. If I'm bringing my old clients as well, I would take much higher percentage, and
Because you've
it
already
can,
chosen, right?
yeah. So it could jeopardize the company, and it doesn't make sense. So I started from scratch. Getting me?
Okay, I would just chip in a few of the questions from the audience. So,
Hmm.
Noman says, "What's your opinion for done for you concept of growing the agency?" So,
So
I
I'm
assume
not.
he's looking for like because there are agencies which does the sales part for you. So, do
So
you
I'm
think
not
that is a
familiar with
viable
that.
model?
So I'm not familiar with the done for you concept. Can you please like exaggerate it?
Okay, I can elaborate that for you. So
Okay.
basically, there are the companies which only does the sales for you. So for example, there is a
Okay.
company, I will get in a contract with them. I'll give
Mm-hmm.
them a target audience, and they will just reach out to, let's say, 1,000 people in a
Mm-hmm.
month, and they will
Mm-hmm.
try to close it for me. And
Okay.
that is, for example, let's say that is the sales department outsourced to some
Mm-hmm.
company, and that is a done for you service. I don't have to do
Okay.
anything; they'll do it for me, and they take a
Okay.
commission.
So the point is that sales company, like, if the sales company is wanting more base salary than commissions, then it's a red signal. If they are like, yeah, give us for 80/20, let's do it 80/20, 20% flat fee and 80% commissions, then they are a good deal. But majority of them won't opt for that. Getting me?
That
And
makes
the
sense. Yeah.
second problem is that majority of them are dependent on paid media only. They will tell you, yeah, we need to get featured in
Yeah.
these blogs. It will take us like $5,000, $10,000, and we have to put ourselves on Facebook, Instagram, and those sort of things. And so far, I haven't spent a single penny on advertisement.
Isn't that the best thing? And that is why
Yeah,
you are here.
yeah.
Okay, let's get to the next question. That is an interesting one. It's a simple one, actually. How can we find a sales or branding person for our agency?
Okay, so the problem is you specifically have to focus on, like, if you have to find the old guys of the industry, not the new ones, because you cannot teach them. They will crumble after a few days after not getting enough sales. Getting me? So you need to find those old guys, and again, they will take at least 50% of the business, because nobody wants to put their full time initially, and if they are not getting enough value out of it, then they won't work. Yeah, unless and until, let's say, you are a direct response business and you have like a really good offer, and you have like an email list of 100,000 people, right? And you know that your offer is good, and you hire me for your email marketing or your landing page, right? And if I'm good at it, now I will expect somewhere around 10 to 20 or 30%, because there is
Makes sense.
100,000 people, 100,000 potential. And even if I like convert 10% of them or 5% of them, I can still generate maybe five figures in just commissions.
That makes complete sense, actually. So, so basically,
Mhm.
you have to go with the senior people, let's say, who've been in the industry for so long, and that is why they understand the market, they understand the target
Yeah.
audience. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, next one. We have another question. Best sales guy, your customer who used your service, word of mouth. Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
I guess that is a testimonial for you. Well,
Yes. Yes.
that's probably a VVRO for you.
Yeah. VVR and testimonials are two different things.
Uh-huh.
So the one main problem I have found in the Asian marketing agencies, they are not focusing on two core aspects. First is the proposal building. Second is the testimonials. They are not focusing on them. They are not focusing on them and repeating them again. And they play an immense role, an immense number of role, that the majority of Western agencies, you look at them, they have like filled up their website with testimonies only. So whenever a cold person is coming on your website, gets convinced by the social proofing. So let's just consider this point like this. If you have like 1,000 reviews on your listing, would you get the same sales if you have one review on your listing?
I understand.
Yeah. So if you have like tons of testimonials on your website, you have more authority. You can easily sell without like communicating with them, without getting on a call with them.
Okay, I understand. Okay, so we have a next question. Can you read the question? If you are a startup,
Yeah,
then employee
yeah.
retention is an issue, right? What do you do about that? Let's say, what would you recommend someone to do about that if they are a
Example,
technical person?
retaining sales guy will be okay. So I've just answered this question. You cannot retain a sales guy on just a flat fee or just commissions. Yeah, if your commissions are really, really good and they are somewhere between 5 and 6 figures in USD, then they will stick to it. Because no, because if they go for the landing page model or go for the email model, they just write it for once and they can eat for the whole month. Yeah. So if you want them to grow your agency, they have to work on it full time. So they would
Exactly.
require at least like 40-50% of your business because they are the actual resource of it.
Okay, so maybe not a very good answer for them, but that is the answer.
Yeah.
Okay,
You can you
so
can you can you can hire me. I can I can take the 50% of your business and I would retain.
okay, we'll see about that after the interview, of course. Okay, so we have another question from Rabia Rahmat and saying, what about the database companies providing email
No, no.
lists?
No. I wouldn't recommend those emails. I would recommend only genuine emails. So instead of going for quantity, go for quality, because if you go for random emails only, you do not your target audience. You do not know what they like. You do not know what's their knowledge level. So in this case, you have to create a broader funnel, and it would require a lot of time, efforts, and money. So instead of that, even if you have like thousand email list or 10,000 email list, that's enough. That's better than like a million.
Okay, let's go to the next one. I guess we are gonna have a lot of questions. I forgot my list of questions, by the way. Okay, so we have gotta face a lot of dry days, no business or sales coming, how to tackle them, and how to build continuous sales channels. I
Okay.
mean, who is
So
a
so
better
so
suited
the
person to ask than Arqam Cheema for this?
yeah. So my initial question is, who is actually generating business for your company or generating sales for your company? Most probably there is none, and you are the technical guy or the working guy, and you are also the sales guy. This is one main problem. Put at least one guy, even put him at like Upwork or Facebook or Fiverr, whatever it is. Just tell him this is your job. You have to just stick to it. Just stick to it. Nothing else. You don't have to look for anything else. Just focus on working on it, and that's it. And we got to face dry days. Dry days is because you were not planned about the when the rain is coming. So that's the
Okay,
problem.
so you gotta prepare for it when there's rain, and you gotta save some
Yeah.
water for it.
Yep.
Okay, and yeah, next one. I guess this was a question that I had for myself as well. What strong sources of client acquisition will you recommend for the agency level?
Okay, so it depends whether you go for the paid one or organic one.
Okay. Could you explain the pros and cons of both?
Okay. In paid one, you have to put upfront cash, and there is no like surety that you will either you will get the clients or not. You have to build a broader funnel. You have to have a good website. You have to have other good things in place, good funnel, and the funnel should be airtight, and those sort of things comes at a really expensive price. Okay, so and let's just not forget the paid media side of the business. Okay, if you're going for the organic side of the business, focus on one platform at a time. Unless you're a content marketing beast, focus on one platform at a time. Let's say I'm focusing on LinkedIn only. Okay, so the main problem why you are not getting leads on LinkedIn, because you are treating your potential clients as a client. That's the main problem. Treat them as a friend, because people are like literally pissed that they are being targeted by hundreds of thousands of people every day with that same crappy sales script, which they might have like got from Google or some other platform. What you have to do is be friends with them. Let's say you have created a whole list of like 20 potential customers or 20 potential clients. Okay, you have made a whole list of it, or list of 20. Let's say I've created a list of 10 people. Yeah, these 10 people could help me in the future. So what I would do is, for the next 7 days, I will keep on monitoring them, what they are doing, what they are posting, what they're commenting, who are their friends, who are in their network, what they like, what they do not like, which conversation they want to carry out, which they do not want to carry out. I will write down each and everything. So after 7 days, I have a good amount of data. So let's say if you let's say let's just clear with an example. If you talk about gaming, if you talk about fitness, I would be interested in it. But if you talk about mathematics, you won't find me near you. Okay, so that's the problem. When similar interests meet, conversations are there. Okay, let's say I'm not. Now it's time to target those people. I would write like, I read this post of yours, found this point amazing. I even shared it with my team, and now I will add all the pain points, all their concerns, all the things they like. Yeah, if they like the some season, I would add it in the end that I watched this season. What you think about this latest season, which was released on Netflix, and all those type of things. Now they will think that I have actually spent time of them instead of just copy pasting a simple script. Now they know that this guy is coming up with something unique. Most probably their reply would be, "Thank you so much, thank you so much for being so humble. Thank you, I really appreciated those sort of things." Now you can carry out the conversation. You can ask further questions. Yeah, I read this post of yours, and I'm confused about a couple of things.
Mm-hmm.
Now you are building an initial connection with your prospect.
Uh-huh.
Now he knows that you exist. So whenever
Exactly.
you are commenting on his post, he knows you exist. You are somebody.
I guess
So now,
we get to the
yeah,
same point, right? Quality over quantity, right?
yeah, yeah.
You cannot
I know.
scale this up.
Yeah, yeah. If you tell me to like sit on a chair and send cold emails to like 1,000 people a day, I would never do that. Never ever do that. Because if I can generate, if my conversion rate is like 10%, why not just select those highly targeted 100 people and generate 10% sales out of it?
Got it, got it.
I know it would take like 2 weeks or 3 weeks or maybe months. Sometimes it takes months, but those 10 guys can literally achieve my six figure goal or 7 figure goal.
I guess at the end of the day, all it takes is patience, right? Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna betray the audience a bit and ask a question that I had
Okay.
on my list. Okay, because
Okay.
we have a
Sure.
lot of questions, we're gonna go over them once we are away from it. Okay, so one thing, you recently built out your office, and
Yeah.
congratulations for that.
Sure.
But
Thank
a
you.
question:
Yeah.
what are the pros and cons of
Okay.
in-house and remote?
Hmm.
Because a lot of people
Okay.
are talking all the time saying, hey, remote is scalable, remote you have a bigger talent base. I
Hmm.
couldn't work on it. It didn't work for me.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
guess it didn't work for you since you've made your office, and mashallah.
Hmm.
What was the thought process, and how did you realize, because I remember you had a remote team as well at some point.
Yeah. I still have
So
it.
you still have it. It's the same
Yeah.
for me as well. I have a considerable remote team, but we still had to build an office. So what was your thought process, and what are the pros and cons for remote and in
Okay.
office?
Okay. So basically, I work like from a bed, literally from a bed for over like 4 years, and now I was somehow like fed up. So I literally created this company from myself, so I could just go out, sit on a chair, and be more consistent, so I can end procrastination.
Oh, that makes sense. That
That's
makes
the
sense.
main reason,
Okay,
nothing
that
else.
is a great answer, by
Yeah,
the way.
yeah,
Nothing to do with the team. It's just for myself. I understand.
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
So because now even if I'm working like 16 hours a day, I just don't feel that. Like it doesn't make me feel tired.
I completely understand. I've had a few 16-hour days, maybe not
Hmm.
recently. A few months ago, we had some crunch, team crunch, lots of clients coming in,
Hmm.
and we
Hmm.
were having 16-hour days. And I can swear I could not do it from the comfort of my home. Just not
Yeah,
possible.
yeah.
Okay, so the next question that I have, and this is one of the questions that we had from the audience as well,
Hmm.
channels that you used and recommend to get business for the company. And I would
Okay.
add something to that. First of all, let's try to list all the channels that are available right now, or at least are mainstream right now. And then let's ask
Okay.
about what you used to grow the company.
Okay. Okay, so my main thing was I didn't want to spend a single penny from my pocket for anything to build the office, anything I'm buying for it. But what I did initially, I joined the incubator for the first month, and in that first month, I like closed like 2 or 3 big clients, and from there, like 25 day or I guess 15-day earning, I created the whole office. and yeah, and all the stuff in it, and it was way a lot of money, hell lot of money, just because it's like a two-story building, and you have to go for the AC tables and all those sort of things, and
I
it
can
requires a
relate
lot
to
of
that.
money. Yeah, so this was the main thing, but again, I didn't spend anything from my pocket, just spend some extra time. Second thing is, like, I don't want to have the take the headache of, like, I have to pay the rent, I have to pay the bills. I don't want to go through all that stuff. So what I did, I reactivated my Fiverr account after like 2 or 3 years. Figured out which of the skills are doing good and are one time, that I can literally just automate to my team, and they can just get it done in like a day and all that. So I created a product hunting gig on Fiverr, ranked it up, and it's covering all my expenses from like office rent to bill and all each and everything. So I don't have to care about those things at the same as well. Now, even if I'm saying it's product hunting, you can go for it as well. So now, after this, I'm going for PPC or some sub niche of article writing. So if I want to grow my company, like in terms of making it more pretty, so I can spend more money on it. So
I completely understand.
yeah. So I do not have to like worry about, I have to pay the rent, I have to do this, I have to do that. Instead, I would be more focused on, I have to write this content, I have to create this content to generate more sales. That's more important. So that's the main, because I have seen like agencies, they are suffering to pay their rents, suffering to pay their cover their bills, because it requires a lot of money.
Yeah,
Even there's a lot of work. If you don't, I'm an introvert. I cannot go for like every other shop. I cannot go for furniture guy, go for the plumbers and all that sort of stuff. So to keep them on a recurring pay, you have to pay the monthly fees. I have to pay them a lot. So whenever you
I,
call them, they are just here like after 5 minutes.
I guess you're paying them a lot of money.
Yeah.
I'm normally I'm the guy, in the market all the time, just
Mhm.
haggling with people, and I really enjoy it. So I guess we're different in that aspect. Okay,
Yeah,
but
I cannot spend that much of a time. Initially, I did spend, but now it's a waste of time. If I am spending like 3 hours with 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 any guy for anything for the office, if I spend a similar amount of time on closing somebody or on generating content, I can make like 100x more.
I understand, and I've had the same revolution as well, saying I should not be wasting my time over there, and now I
Mhm.
don't really do that, right? And
Mhm.
but I really enjoy going into the market and everything. But okay, to summarize your answer, your secret channel of acquisition for clients is Fiverr,
Mhm.
correct?
No, no, no. Fiverr is just to like cover the initial basic expenses.
If that's one, what is
Yeah.
the second one then?
Second is Upwork. I
Upwork.
wasn't also taking Upwork seriously since like last 2 months, and after Upwork it's Facebook, and in the end it's LinkedIn. Now I'm planning, after like a couple of months, I will shift LinkedIn to like second place or first place, instead of for being my major source of acquisition, because currently I'm working on a lot of content, a lot of website thing, a lot of generating a lot of testimonials, proposals, and a lot of other stuff, because I'm not going for some basic website which cannot stand out in the market. I'm going for like a foolproof website which has like a really strong funnel, that whenever a client drops on it, he cannot leave unless he gives some of his information, or unless he puts on us a call, unless he schedules a call, unless he buys something. And to build those sort of things, and to develop those sort of things, and to develop and to design those sort of things, it takes a lot of time and a lot of money. Because yesterday I was with a UI UX guy, and then I was with a developer, and they gave a hell lot of a big quotation for all of this stuff. And still I have to work on the funnel creation myself. Those who are watching, they can literally reverse engineer it and create their own. I don't have a problem with that.
Okay, just share me the link, and I'll be happy to do that.
Sure, sure.
Okay, okay. So I guess we have the list of acquisition channels that you are using right now. The first is Fiverr.
Mhm.
Second, we have Upwork. Third, we have
Mhm.
Facebook. Fourth, we have
Mhm.
LinkedIn. And what you said was you're going to prioritize LinkedIn and go after
Mhm.
it in a more aggressive manner once you have the website and everything
Yeah,
set up.
yeah,
Correct?
Yeah, because LinkedIn is like more like a passive funnel. Upwork is not a passive funnel. Fiverr is a passive funnel though, but the clientage is not that filtered out. You can filter out your clientage on Facebook and LinkedIn. Okay,
That makes
so I
sense.
guess Azam just asked the question. Azam, I made the biggest mistake on changing my profile location to UK, and that's the biggest mistake I could ever made. So, but the problem is with it, when Upwork charges you a 20% VAT fee on everything. So even if you are buying purchasing connects, even if you are getting money, Upwork will charge you an extra 20% VAT. And now due to I'm not sure due to which bug, I'm unable to change my location back. So what I'm planning to do is I'm planning to in the future I'm planning to move to UK for a few days or few weeks to get some real documentation so I can provide them and retrieve that
Get
VAT
the
what I'm
VAT
paying.
refunded.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess we have a lot of questions which are unanswered right now. So let's just get to them, right?
Sure, sure.
Okay, how to learn the art of delegation. Second, how to build systems.
Yeah. So yeah, in terms of systems like art of delegation.
Should I
So
answer that question?
no,
That's
no,
a
no,
technical one.
no,
No.
no, no. It's fine. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to like if you I like let's just let me just refer to my research department. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
they just test me once in a month. Like these are all the projects we have worked on, and this is the payable you have to pay. That's it. Because I have clearly stated everything on Asana that this thing is done like this thing is done like this. If this is the problem, you have to tackle it like this. If this is the problem, you have to tackle it like this. So whenever they complete a project, they upload it on it. I receive a notification. I check the document. If there are any revisions required, I just circle it back to them. They just fix it up and give it back to me. Okay. Then I give it that same document to the other department. They utilize it. The main thing is keep each department separate. Do not couple it up and do not like create a khichdi, you can say. So and make sure that one department is entirely focused on one aspect only. So it's not the job of the this visual guy to write the copy. It's not the job of the copy guy to work on the PPC. Getting me? Okay. So
Okay, so I
in
guess
terms of yeah, so in terms of further systems, you have to utilize like automation tools. So everything is already created. Just wake up, create all your tasks, add all the specific things. So the main thing that comes here is like the user task based analysis. I have discussed this point multiple times, even in my training as well. Be as much clear about your task like you are teaching to a third grader. Tell them everything, like everything, because most of the time people think that what they know, the other person knows it as well. Getting it? But that's not the actual point. If you know something, it's not obvious that they know it as well. If you know some point, if you have figured it at some point, it doesn't mean that they know it as well. So what I do, I write detailed bullet points. Each and everything is bulleted. Each and everything creates column and edit all the information on it, so they don't have to text me back to know that what's the problem here, but there's a confusion here, there's a confusion here. Everything is there. All the, if let's say that you have done this, if yes, I will just write it myself. If yes, do this. If no, do this. So they do not have to like text me back.
okay, so we have to be very, very detailed about things because we, the knowledge bias is a very difficult thing to tackle, right? Because
Yeah.
if I think I know something, I'm gonna just, explain it in 1 minute, and the next person will not be able to, understand it because only I know it, right? Okay, so I understand,
I,
and
actually, I have this built in because if it's because of copywriting. I have to
oh,
tell my consumer everything. If I'm not doing that, they won't understand. So what I
I
know, they
understand.
should know like more.
Gotcha, gotcha. Okay, let's go to the next one. How to create an R&D system in your agency in order to never miss out on new strategies, concepts, and methods. Because when you are at a certain level of growth, most people stop learning because they become busy.
Yeah, like this is a major problem, and currently we are not like focusing too much on it because it's the initial stage, and mostly I'm working on the R&D. Let's say if Zappa uploads something, if Zishan Zalil uploads something, if you upload something, I just copy paste it, put in the Slack group, study material, channel created, everything is there. So whenever the team gets time, they can get it, they can read it. If Stephen Pope uploads something, if some other guy uploads something, I just share it in the group. It's
Okay.
not something, it's not like something we are testing everything, but we are still going through everything. So whenever we get the time, we can test it as well.
Okay, I'm going to add something to that as well. So what we have in our company is a peer-to-peer learning system. So what we
Okay.
do is, for example, we get invites to a lot of paid sponsorship programs as well. I think we had access to the $1 billion summit as well. So we have all the presentations and everything, all the videos and stuff. What we do is we assign it to one team member. So for example, I had 10 lectures, let's say, or 10 slides. I will assign it, and we purchase courses all the time. I had not purchased any course, or at least I only purchased one course. And after I built an agency, I have purchased like a few unlimited subscriptions, Kindle, Skillshare, YouTube Premium, and then we have a lot of other courses as well, all for the team.
Okay.
And the moment one person learns it, it is his responsibility to teach it to the other person.
Okay.
Because what we have is a peer-to-peer learning. They're not supposed to come to me. They're supposed to come to the person who knows it. And there's a sheet which was once shared by Sam Shamim on Facebook Live, and I'm really grateful that he shared it. That was called the skills sheet. So
Okay.
everyone in my company knows, hey, I want to learn VAT. I want to learn Europe expansion. This guy knows it. Let's go to that guy. And they conduct
Okay.
a session without me, and they learn
Okay.
it, and then they market it as well. So another guy who's coming into the company, maybe new guy, they can ask anyone, hey, this guy knows about it. And we have different levels of knowledge. Let's say if you have watched a video, that's first level. If you have watched someone do it, I was doing it, and people are sitting beside me and they're watching it, that's second level of knowledge. And then we
Okay.
have another level. If you have done and implemented it yourself, that is the level that I want everyone in my company to achieve, and they have a very clear path to that. So I
Okay.
guess
Can you please
you
just
just
share
have to
that?
build that in.
Can you please just share that sheet?
We'll think about that. We'll think about that.
Okay.
We can have some
Okay.
exchange about that, right?
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay.
What is the first step towards agency from working as an individual? What are the things we need to take care about or need to prepare? Hasim. Okay, I can answer the question, then maybe you can have your take as well. So what
Sure.
I understand from the agency model is that it's a lot different from the freelance model, because there's a podcast about this on Blink as well, freelance to founder, and what they talk about at the same time is you have to learn the art of delegation, and you have to learn to be a founder, because the skills which made you a great freelancer will not help you as a founder or as a CEO or as any, let's say if you're the CMO for the company and you're not the CEO, even then you have to be a founder and not a freelancer. So first thing I will recommend is hire two people, train them for your job, free yourself,
Okay.
work on being a founder, learn the skills. If that's sales, if that's leading a team, if that's project management is an underrated skill. You really have to learn. And I am very honest about it. I'm not good at that. Or at
Yeah.
least I was not good at that at all. I was not good at it. I learned it. And now I'm a bit better, let's just say. So I think, you have to free your time, learn the skills to be a founder, and then go step by step. That's what my take is. Over to you.
I just completely agree with that. So, product, I'm trying to find one project manager, but the problem is not many are like the good project managers. They want to work with multi-international companies or
Yeah.
teams or agencies. Do not just want to join a startup. And the second thing which you referred as like the founder thing, it's similar to as if you want to generate $1 million, you need a separate mindset. If you want to make multi-million dollars, you need a separate mindset. If you want to make $1 billion, you need a separate mindset. So that's same for
I guess that
freelancing and
is
say for
Adam Sultanic
yeah.
talking.
Yeah. So you can make more money as an agency owner, but at the same time the profits or the income you are receiving, it would be equivalent to freelancing, but you are earning in freelancing. So a normal guy would think, I was making the same amount with half effort. Why am why am I doing that? So that's the point. But initially that is the problem, but eventually it will grow. You can sell that company. Currently, what I'm doing is I'm just making the company dependent on me. So once all the content is in place, or everybody knows who what Captains is, then I will keep like slowly and steadily push myself out and push in my team, my marketing and branding team, who is following the automation of everything, who is going with the front end of the company, front face of the company. That the clients do not need me to be in the every meeting. So this is how it would work, but it would take like a year or two.
I guess that is a long timeline, but it is what it is. Okay,
Yeah,
on to the
it's worth
next
it.
one. Your roadmap to
Mhm.
making seven figures. I think we already tackled that, right? We already did that. Let's go to the next one. Is raising VC funding for your agency worth it?
Okay.
What do you
So
think
the
about
problem,
that?
yeah. So the problem is VC is quite hard to just give away a big percentage of your company from the start, because you are going to regret it in later. You're going to regret it, because let's say if I've like in 45 days I have pushed my company to some figures, or just say five figures in USD. So after I can do 2x or 3x in 1 year, or like 4x or 5x inshallah in 1 year. So
Inshallah.
why would I just give away 20-30% of my company from the start? VC funding, nowadays you do not need any sort of funding. You have organic content marketing in place. You do not need to spend anything on the advertising part of the business. You just need to have one single good resource. I'm not spending anything on the like the advertising side of the business. Currently, yeah, one thing I'm planning to spend on the content creation, trying to make the content like compete with the Western market, building or developing a good website, and getting myself or my company featured in good major paid media websites, and those sort of things, or reaching out, or going to attend some maybe seller summits or affiliate worlds and those sort of things. But so whenever I'm investing something, I've already planned how I'm going to get the return. So if let's say if I'm going at a seller summit, I've already planned everything. I have to meet these guys. I will create this sort of content, and everything is already pre-planned. So I know when I'm back, I have the similar amount back into my bank. So my company is not just pissed about it, because when I know, like if I'm making a $10,000 investment, it would work, but my company doesn't know about it. I'm confident, but my company is not confident about it, because they do not know how the branding side of is actually working. So
And that's your job.
yeah, so if I'm doing something, I have to be super prepared for it. Unless it's like you have wasted all of it.
I
Sometimes,
understand.
initially, if you are into branding, you won't get your return of investment in just 1 month. Because if you are
It's a
networking,
long game. It's a long game,
yeah,
right?
if you are networking, you're gonna just say to somebody, yeah, I did this, we talked about this and that, now purchase my services. It's not gonna happen like that. Because I still remember when I started content marketing in the EC group, I didn't eat for like 3 months. It didn't give me anything back. 3 months. I was posting rigorously, posting every day, and you know that. It didn't give me anything, and it even took my time and investment, because I could work on some other project and make money. But if, apart from that, I was working on the writing the post and all those sort of things. And after 3 months, the funnel was in place, and it was automatically bringing the clients. Now it's hard to teach or to tell my company that it would take 3 months or 2 months just to create a network. So that's hard.
It is hard. Okay. Let's go to the next one. How do you deal with partner disagreements in an agency?
Mhm. Okay, so just you need to have like a detailed contract in place, that if it this happens, this would be the consequence. If this happens, this is the solution. If this happens, this is the solution. So each and every problem or concern you have it in your mind, sit with him, write it down, and then just Okay, I guess the scene is out of the game. Okay, it's rejoining.
Soon.
Okay, you're back.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay, I'm good. Thank God I'm back. Okay, so what we were talking about was that we need to have some good written agreements in place and we need to
Yeah,
talk about everything in detail. Okay, that
yeah.
makes sense. Let's go to the next one. This one is from Muzammil Yusuf. And at what stage would you prefer moving from solo freelancer to an agency? Any specific regarding figure?
Yeah, no, no, it's not about figure. I spent like 4 years on grooming my skills. Okay, and people are here like creating an agency after just 3 months in the field. So the problem is when I am ready, I can risk somebody's money at a really big scale. Only then I would go for an agency or creating a company. And it took me like 4 years. It can take you like 1 or 2 years, but it's entirely dependent on you. It has no relation with the figures.
That makes sense. Okay. Muzammil Yusuf, the same person, says, I'm getting the inbound leads collaboration offers from LinkedIn. Is there any way we can automate or systemize those inbound LinkedIn leads?
Okay,
That's a good
so
place
the
to be, right?
okay, so collaboration offers collaboration for what? Collaborations for content creation, collaboration for sales, collaboration for working with their agencies. What? Second thing is you do not have to initially you do not have to automate it. If you want to automate it, the problem is you need an airtight funnel, and it's not easy to make it. You need to go through a lot of swipe file of all the A-list copywriters, A-list offer creators. You have to go through all the videos of Justin Goff and Stefan Georgi and Alan Sultanic, and it's like really really tough to go through all that content. And if you want to automate everything, you have to make sure if you're a coding guy, you know if this happens, this is the solution. If this happens, this is the solution. If happens, this is the solution. The client or the lead shouldn't go out of your funnel unless they create or generate an action that you want them to generate. If you cannot do that, just simply do it manually. No need to go for the automation process.
Got it. Okay. And we have a lot of compliments for you, by the way. We have this one
Okay.
saying it's
Okay.
hard to beat Arqam in terms of consistency. Super consistent person I've ever seen in my life. I have the same compliments for this guy. He's a very good friend and a very good competitor as well. Okay,
Okay.
we have some comments from YouTube as well. I didn't know I had any subscribers on YouTube. But where are you
Okay.
guys located? We're based out of Pakistan. I'm in Lahore, Pakistan, and my dear friend Arqam is from Sialkot, Pakistan. So
Yeah.
wherever you are, stay blessed. Okay, we have a few more compliments. And will this be available on the channel later on? Yes, this will be available on the YouTube channel later on as well. I will have this edited a bit, maybe to make a few things better, let's say. Okay, what's the main channel you're using currently for getting clients and businesses? Alcom already mentioned it. You can go ahead.
Fiverr, Upwork, Facebook, and LinkedIn.
Got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. Got a few leads from Reddit as well.
Uh-huh. The secret sauce. Okay, okay.
No, no,
That makes
just a
sense.
couple of them. Because I do
Okay.
not want to diversify at this stage because
Mm-hmm.
the more I will diversify, the harder it would get. Because the barrier to entry would exceed.
I can definitely relate to that. You get exhausted when you have a lot of platforms and you have your
Yeah.
attention divided on different things. You get exhausted
Yeah.
very quickly. Okay. How do you manage time? Management structure for the time.
Nothing to manage, man. I wake up at like 11, go to the office. I'm back at home at 5, go to the gym, back at office, and I'm at like 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. I'm back at home again, and the cycle repeats.
Very similar to mine. I think I would just
Just skip
wake
the
up at
gym.
huh?
Just skip the
No, no,
gym.
I'm going to the gym nowadays as
Okay.
well. So
Hmm.
wake up at 2 p.m. Later as well.
Okay.
Go to the office at 3 to 4 p.m. Work in the office. Go to the gym at 11 as a break.
Hmm.
Go to the gym. Come back to the office. Work up until like 5, 4, 5 a.m.
Okay.
Back
Okay.
to home. Sleep. go to the office again, and that's about it. We have some people from LinkedIn. Maedul Islam, I guess you're from Bangladesh, and welcome. I love you here. Okay, so we have something from Azam Khan
No,
Karakai.
don't. Yeah, I already answered him.
Okay,
The
got
worst
it, got it.
mistake I've ever done.
I was actually better at it. I got to USA and they didn't charge me anything extra. I got a good deal on
You,
LinkedIn.
didn't they ask you for the W8 form? W3 or W8 form?
Nah,
Okay, so अच्छे में तुम
I
चले
had
गए.
the premium. I had the premium as well. Okay, so
Okay.
LinkedIn is the best to show professional portfolio. That I agree because you can actually build a professional profile on LinkedIn. On Facebook, it's difficult to do that. Because it's very tempting to share that meme. It's very tempting to share something political, and
Mm-hmm.
I am guilty of that nowadays. I didn't used to do that. At least for a year, I didn't share anything. No political
Mm-hmm.
views, no memes,
Mm-hmm.
no funny content,
Mm-hmm.
not even a friend's post, and it was only
Yeah,
FBA.
yeah.
Now
I'm just using like Facebook and LinkedIn for content only and nothing else.
that is the consistency that people praise you for, right? How are you generating leads on LinkedIn? I think you already mentioned that, right?
Yeah,
Because
I already told you the detailed process already shared it.
quality over quantity, definitely. What's the best way to use? Already answered, right? Okay, what's your opinion between solo and partnership in agency? What would you
Okay,
say to
so
that?
the problem is, if I will go solo, that's the initial problem will occur again. Like I have to focus on the technical part as well as the selling part, unless I have a really good guy in the technical side of the business. Initially, if I don't have any business, then from where would that guy come? Because those who are in the start from the start, they need something from the business.
Okay, and okay, so we have the guru right over here. Isam
Okay.
bhai, thank you so much, and we really appreciate that. Just following your footsteps, step by step, baby steps. Okay. Could you please share the skill sheet? Um, I'll be happy to share it maybe in coded form, not exact videos that we have in the skill sheet, but maybe I can share the structure again.
The
Isam
template would
Shamim shared
work.
it a year ago. You would find the video if you are hungry enough, or maybe I'll share it later on. Okay. I missed it. Please keep it on FB. The video will be available on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, so you can go. Okay, so why did you register your company in UK, and do you suggest this? Your company is registered in the UK.
It's both in UK and Pakistan.
It's
So we will the benefit is, so whenever I'm targeting the Western market, I can simply say that it's a UK form company. So it has more authority if I say it's a Pakistani form company. We can say the company is formed in UK and the operations are in Pakistan. So
yeah,
that sounds more like a bit good.
pretty to the English
Yeah,
speaking people, I guess.
yeah.
Okay. And which is the better approach regarding the agency perspective, having several IDs on Upwork along with LinkedIn and Fiverr, or making a website and marketing through different channels? What do you recommend? I guess,
Okay. So the more you will diversify, the harder it would get. That's the answer. So if I'm just working on one account Fiverr, one account Upwork, one account LinkedIn, and that's it. And we are getting enough
okay,
business. I'm not like that much currently, not much into like focusing on multiple accounts at a time. But yes, if in future if I hire like a bidding guy, then I can give him two, three, or four accounts at the same time. Because that's his only job.
got it. Okay, thank you so much for the valuable lesson, and I'm always grateful to Arqam because he always shows up. Okay, what are your future plans for your agency? Where would you see yourself in the next 3 to 5 years?
Okay,
That is a good
so
question, actually.
maybe I would like flip this agency if it gets independent. I might flip it at a really good price, and after that, I'm planning to get into like offer creation and creating groups and those sort of stuff. You're already familiar with that. Don't want to like bring it too much to the public, otherwise they will start going for it. And yeah, that's it.
Okay, how to use UK company for starting an agency?
There is no like special utility. Just you just get the name, nothing else.
I would just add in the banking channels as well because it's very
Yeah.
easy to receive payments and everything. Let's say if you have a Wise account, it's quite easy to get payments into Wise
Yeah,
rather
yeah.
than normal
You can
accounts, right?
get Stripe, and if you have like a if you want to sell on your
Exactly.
website, you can just integrate Stripe on it.
Same thing that we have right now. Okay, so I actually wanted to ask about disagreement in operations. Like if I say we need to do this and the other partner says we don't.
Okay, so if you have like good numbers, good logics in place, you can convince anybody. So let's say I know this thing works. Sometimes in sales or branding, there are no fixed numbers. Let's just say. So I just tell him, or let's say if there's some client, I will just tell him that if it doesn't work, I would pay for the whole ad spend. I'm taking the collateral at my end, which in front of my client's eyes, it makes me confident. He thinks he's like super confident about his skill set. Same thing happens if you cannot bring logics or numbers in front of your partner, bring something that makes him feel confident in you.
Makes sense.
You cannot just say, I
This is
want to do this, I want to do that. Oh, मैं करके चढ़ना है. You cannot do that.
okay. This is a good question actually. How to work with entrepreneur employees as he comes to work with you to make a similar company as yours. It is fine to create new ones, but it puts a dent in your systems if they just learn and leave and use your confidential information.
Okay, so the problem is majority of them won't be able to do that. Majority of them are just entrepreneurs because you might have experienced that only if you share something, 90% just ignore it, only 10% implement. So that's the point. I'm not scared of those 1% who is just going to go for the everything.
Yeah, so
Not
what I've seen is that the 1% who's hungry for it, they will learn it anyways. They don't need
yeah,
you
yeah,
because
of course.
everything that you know is available for free or
Yeah,
a very limited price barrier. So
yeah.
they
Moreover,
will learn it if they are going to.
I don't have any confidential information in my company. I share everything on Facebook. Everything I know, every skill set, every like strategy I know, I just share it on Facebook. If you want to use it, just use it. I'm not using anything extra.
I asked team management, not time management. Okay, so how do you manage team management, let's say?
Slack, Asana, and that's it. Nothing
That's
else.
it. Okay.
Just wake up first thing in the morning, add all the tasks in it, add all the instructions, and whenever you have any extra tasks, just forward them to him.
Got it. Okay, skill sheet video is available on Sam Bhai's YouTube channel. So if you guys could head over there, you can find the skill sheet, and it'll be much better than mine. That's for sure. Okay, kudos Arqam and Tessin. I'm very thankful to Arqam for showing up and sharing all this valuable information. And I guess that's pretty much it. Okay, so please recommend sources to learn funnel building. Any books?
Okay, so specifically, there's nobody's gonna teach you like exact funnel building. You have to learn the concepts and implement them on your own. If you want to like learn, go for copywriting by Robert Kelly, whatever this book. Let me just check. Jim Edwards, copywriting by Jim Edwards. Go for that. If you want to actually want to learn funnels, go and just
Russell
reverse
Brunson,
engineer the.
man.
No, go for Russell Brunson. Go for and reverse engineer is the one that are actually working. You can get in
Exactly.
the Stephen Georgie and Justin Goff group. Everybody is sharing their funnels or go into groups that is specifically all about funnels. People will share their funnels. People will share the converting funnels. So if you got something that is actually working, no need to reinvent the wheel. Just go for
Exactly.
it, evaluate everything, why it's working, why it's not working. If Stephen Georgie has written a funnel, which he does for like $100,000, and you have access to it, it's available in the group, and you can reverse engineer it. You can figure out, yeah, at this point he is using this strategy. At this point he's using the past strategy, and at this point he's using price anchoring. At this point he's using this and that. You can build your own funnel. It's all about reverse engineering. You cannot find like an exact like course that teaches you put this in the front module, put this in the second module, put this in the third module. It doesn't work like that.
Okay, so I'm gonna blame you for something over here because you just used the knowledge bias as well. Because
Okay.
it's not very easy to reverse engineer a funnel. Again,
Okay.
we have a question: what is reverse engineering, right? because this is a skill in itself. If you want to build a good funnel, one has to learn reverse engineering, because people have done it before you. People are going to do it after you as well, only if you can reverse engineer. And
Yeah.
I would, I think you talked about this earlier as well, a
So
swipe file.
yeah, so
One
I
has to
learned
have a good
this.
swipe file.
So I learned this. You can say like strategy or technique automatically, because I never initially for like 3 years or 2 years I never followed or read any book to learn copywriting. All I would do is whenever something converts, I know it will convert. I know it will convert. I'm not sure if it's a blessing or something. Whenever there's a design in place, if I believe it converts, it will convert. If there's a text in place, if I believe it would convert, it would convert. And I have like my phone full of them, full of text, full of images, full of screenshots and everything, which I cannot share with you guys.
I have the screenshots folder for that. So whenever I see something good, I have a screenshot, and then when I have some time on the weekend, I go through all the screenshots and saying, hey, this is a good one, this is a good one, and I can use it somewhere on this, and this. That is reverse engineering as well. I guess Abu Huraira asked this as well. Okay, so next question is a good one. What has been the best source to hire employees for you?
So you know my situation.
The difficult question, right?
So I'm in Sialkot, and the resource is really really tough here, man. So the problem is, yesterday I just posted like I want to hire some internists, and I have no special requirements, and still I guess maybe 31 people applied for it, out of which 27 were from other cities. Even though I mentioned it twice that I'm looking for only Sialkot only, still I got numerous out of city applications, and the rest four I'm just thinking about them. Not sure. The
Okay.
problem is I have to train them from scratch.
I can share a quick tip that I learned from my experience, because I had the same issues, right?
Mhm.
I don't
No,
want to hire from other
you
cities.
are in Lahore. You are in Lahore.
Yeah,
You
I
have
mean,
that
it's a
resource.
bit easier, but you have to
Mhm,
understand my trick. So what I
mhm,
did was I just did Facebook ads for
mhm.
jobs. It has a very
Okay.
good engagement rate, because you're
Okay.
offering something, a
Okay.
job, and even if it is an internship, it's paid. I've always had paid interns up until now,
Mhm,
at least, and that is why we've been able to hire people from the very scratch.
mhm,
And there's another trick that I use from my personal experience, since I'm an engineer. So I am biased towards technical knowledge people. So I
okay.
understand that if a guy is technical enough, he can
Mhm,
learn the communication, he can learn the technology, he can learn the different skill sets. So I always
mhm,
hire people who have had technical knowledge, engineers, accountants. They're very good for BBC. And then you have other fields as well. Computer science, they're good
mhm.
with coding, they're good with formulas, they're good with Excel, and so on. Right?
So
Okay,
I go for those people who are energetic.
that's a
Like
good one.
yeah, I go for those who are energetic. Like I don't want dead bodies lying around here. I go for like if I tell them something, they are like super fast. Like yeah, I will do this, I will do that. Instead of just okay,
How
okay,
do you filter
let's do
those?
it.
How do you filter those?
Hard
It's a
question.
gut feeling. It's a
No,
gut
no, no.
feeling thing, right?
I'm putting my whole like theme to fitness, and I've brought all the dumbbells and barbells here, and from from the Monday they are going to
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Being a PPC team lead in my own agency, which one is better option? Hire a project manager who manages the team, or learn the project management myself?
Learn it yourself first, like the good information yourself first, adopt it,
Uh-huh.
and then hire a project manager. So you know what he's doing, at which point he's wrong, how you can improve it, and all that sort of stuff.
Okay. So this one, Sialkot is
Yeah,
Spain. Okay,
yeah,
I can
right,
relate
right.
to it. It's a very small city. I mean, it's a good industrial hub, but that's pretty
Hmm.
much it. It's
Okay,
way boring.
okay,
Okay,
okay. No,
I'm
no
sorry,
problem.
Sialkot people. This is not good. Right? I couldn't find anything. Okay,
Hmm.
so are you planning to expand your remote team?
No,
Not right
the,
now,
the,
or no?
no, no. The current ones I have, they are really really good, and I guess they're doing a really good job. And
Okay.
Unless they leave, I'm not hiring new ones.
Okay, is this still live? Yes, it is still live, and hopefully covering up soon because we've had for 1 hour and 10 minutes now. Let's wrap it up soon. Okay, I have a few meetings afterwards. How do you generate leads on LinkedIn? He
Already
shared
answered.
the formula. He shared every detail. So if you can just go back in the video and you can find it, and hopefully in a week or two we will share that formula on a simple 5-minute video so
No,
you can
no,
all learn
don't
it.
don't don't worry about that. I have all these videos created, and they will be coming in the next month or next
Okay,
week
so
or
we
next.
have a race about it then. Okay,
Yeah,
make sure you
it's
post them first.
race against time.
Okay, wasting his time. Thank you for the responses. This session has been very helpful, and we've been. I'm very grateful to everyone who has joined. Okay, and I'm really glad for that Arqam has joined us over here. And okay, I guess that's pretty much it. Um, is there anything that you think we have not covered? Because I think we have covered a lot of things, right? The agency, the struggles, the myths that we have. And what do you think? Do we have anything remaining to discuss regarding the agency?
Okay, okay. So cold calling or cold emails. If you have a really good communicator, a really good sales guy with a really good accent, then go for cold calling because Western European people likes accent. It attracts them. Yeah, it's a good point to leverage. If not, then go for cold emails. Okay. Still, those cold emails should not be too salesy. The first few emails should be more about creating a connection with your potential prospect.
Okay, so we have another question. By the way, a lot of thanks coming for you. So thank you for being here. And how do you price your agency service? That's
Okay.
a very good
Okay.
question,
Okay.
actually.
Yeah. So here comes the offer creation concept. I haven't
Yeah.
yeah, I haven't published it yet. I will publish it directly to my on my website, and it will take some time because I want to come up with an offer. Find so offer is a good offer creates when you figure out all the problems in the industry. Let's say I'm offering Amazon copywriting services. I figured out that some people are purchasing my services. They are separately then going for brand story. They're separately looking for somebody with storefront copy. They're separately looking for somebody with video content. Why not just offer everything under one roof? Yeah. Okay. So now this is one part. Now let's say I have commoditized this service. Now I can offer all those three external things for free. So now the second person, let's say you are my competitor, you are offering those three or four services separately for separate charges. At the same time, I'm offering them as one service, and all those points are as a bonus.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so we
So this
have
is
a
how
question.
so
Yeah,
this is how offer creation works.
I just felt Alex Hormozy right now, but we'll see about that. Okay.
Okay.
Why Amazon as a copywriter? As your company is mainly focused towards Amazon, if I'm not wrong.
Okay.
So
Not
if
trained
you're a
by
copywriter and you're a damn good copywriter that I can testify for,
Mhm.
why only Amazon or why focus on Amazon?
Let's just say I do not just want to start from scratch again. I do
That's a good
not want
answer.
to
That's an
go
honest
for,
answer.
yeah, I do not want to go for all that hassle of going through understanding all the email marketing concepts. I know it won't take me that much of a time, but for now, I don't want to go for it. I would, maybe in future, I would join some A-list copywriters and go for something big, but currently I'm not comfortable in doing that.
Got it. What if you feel your knowledge capped along with an assistant? How do you manage it along with the actual business?
What if you're, what if you feel your edge
I don't
capital?
understand the question, by the way.
Same here. How do you maintain
Same
knowledge?
here. I
Yeah.
guess he's talking about maybe the assistant having a knowledge cap. I mean, if the assistant has a knowledge cap, you should be the one lifting it up, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you think you're working with an assistant, and now both of you are knowledge capped, then what I
Mm-hmm.
could recommend is you work on finding good uh, study materials, educational content,
Mm-hmm.
courses if you want, good courses. It's an art to find good courses, by the way, and give it to your assistant. He should study them, make notes of what we can apply right now in the business of yours or clients, and
Mm-hmm.
that would be the best way to learn and increase the knowledge gap. If I can understand the question, of course. I'm not sure if I did. But let's go further. Anything besides cold calls to pour in some high ticket client for a startup digital marketing agency?
It doesn't
It's the
matter,
same
but
question. It's same
yeah,
guy asking the question,
yeah,
right?
you can generate sales from like cold emails, cold messages, cold emails, cold calls. It doesn't matter whether it is like high ticket or not. The thing is where you are redirecting them after that cold call. Either it's like a discovery call, either it's a Zoom session, you figure out some of their problems.
Okay, this is a good question, by the way.
Mhm.
You want to take that?
Yeah, I'm saving posts on LinkedIn and Facebook whenever I see any good content on YouTube and blog website. I just save it now. I'm loaded with a lot of content and just do not know where I start. Any recommendations? Okay, so this is a major problem when you are into content marketing. You want to learn a lot of stuff. So what you can do is create a just get a copy and pencil, I guess, and start making maps for each screen or each tab. Open all the resources you have, highlight them that this resource is for this resource is for this resources for this, and keep on mapping them. That you can utilize copywriting for this aspect of your business. You can use copywriting for this, and you can use it for this. This is how what I've done, because now I like literally spent in the 3 months when I didn't post. I just kept on saving inspirations, saving good informational posts, saving whenever I have good phrase in mind. I just saved it. Now, when I am creating content, I have to go through all of it. So now, what I did like last week, I just separated each of them. So whenever I need something, I just extract it from there.
That is a good one because it's the same thing with me, right? I feel the same thing. I have a lot of content that I need to go through again and try to
Hmm.
save it through. But a good tool that I've seen work for me is Google Keep. It lets you
Okay.
save text, bullet, images, videos, and links,
Okay.
everything at the
Okay.
same page. And if someone could go through my Google Keep right now, they will see the 10th next step that I'm going to take for my business. So I hope it doesn't leak. But that is one good way to save things.
Okay. So
Okay,
what is it? Google what?
Google Keep.
KWP?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. This is a question from Bakar Rafiq. I don't know I have to ask this here or not. Please share both of you. Your point of view on this. I'm stuck in personal hiring and firing in my company, specifically in services part of the company, and it's teasing me very hard because I can't fire them because of personal relations, a bit of religious connection. Okay. I know they have some pros, how the cons are becoming more and more, that team is becoming more direct to me in a bad way, and I'm ignoring this because I start 1 second, let me just share the comment. Just because I start, I'm not sure what, but okay. What I understand is you probably hired people from your personal connections, and now they are probably not the best employees right now, who doesn't really,
Mm-hmm.
you know, think about you as a boss or as a person leading you. You don't have to be a boss, right? You don't have to
Mm-hmm.
be bossy. You have to be a leader.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So let's you can take that first, and I can go come in.
I guess things get rough when you go for like personal connections. So the best thing is you keep hire a good manager or leader above them. So they have to answer them only. You tell them that this is the guy who will hire or fire you, or keep like a barrier. You can hire an HR who can give the whole authority that he or she will hire you or fire you. So whenever they come to you, you can just say this is a policy of the company, or you can state the policy before hiring them. Just give it to them that this is a reason, and even though if you are my friend or whatever you are, you still have to follow them, and no hard feelings attached.
Yeah, definitely. Because I've faced that. I've had hired friends, old connections.
Mm-hmm.
It was a hard thing to fire them. I didn't want to do that. I tried to
Mm-hmm.
work with them as much as I could, but I just think at some point you have to develop a thick skin because
Yeah.
if you're a business owner, you have to develop that thick skin. You just cannot be a soft person. Uh, if you are a manager, the probability of people liking you is very close to zero.
Yeah,
You cannot be a
because if you,
good guy
Mhm.
and be a leader, because in order to be a leader, you have to make the hard decisions for the team.
Yeah,
And only
because
if you're personal,
Mhm.
right? Hmm.
Because if you will give them the comfort, you will think if you will give them the comfort, they would like be really honest or be really hard working with you. But that doesn't work like that.
Yeah,
They
it
will.
just doesn't work. Definitely. This is a good question, by the way. For an agency perspective, this is a very good question. I normally don't recommend hiring people from personal connections,
Mhm.
but some political reasons I did have to hire some people who were recommended by an uncle of mine. But at the end of the day, it worked out for the best, and I was able to have the people who worked hard give them the best chance. I will not say no to somebody who is looking for a chance, even if they are a personal connection. I will hire them, but I will just be straight on with them. And if it is hard, then I'm sorry, I can't give you an easy answer for that. Okay, so this is the comment that you've been waiting for
No,
from the start of the show.
no, no.
Are you on steroids?
Yeah, yeah. No, 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 I'm not. I'm not on steroids.
Okay. I love to see you guys. Yeah, thank you so much for joining us. And how to build a funnel, give a short idea. Can you do that?
No, there's no short idea for that. Nothing.
Yeah. So let's give them a roadmap, right? Understand a funnel. That's the first part. Understand what a funnel is. Find a way to engage the audience, the cold audience. If you can't find a way, reverse engineer other people's way to engage the audience. For example, I reverse engineered Arqam's way, and that worked for me. Literally, I just copied what he did, and it worked for me.
I
I
need a card.
was not in FBM and he was in EC, let's say. And when I came in, I saw some people doing great stuff. Him, there is Saad Ilyas, who's doing great in design. There's Huzafa Ali. They're all good friends, of course. And I just reverse engineered their funnel, and I was able to do that. So,
I need a card.
copy from people. Okay, understand a funnel, copy from people, start doing it. Once you start doing it, then you will get unique, step by step. Don't copy exact post, understand
Mhm.
what they did. For example, if Arkham did a post about how a good listing description can help you generate more sales, try to write a post about how a good flat file backend filling would help you generate more traffic and hence more sales. So you're not copying Arkham, but you are understanding his funnel, his post of what he's doing, but apply it in a different thing. So, for example, if Arkham says, I'm going to help you generate more sales through a better copy to increase your conversion rate by 5%, I can say, I can help you find 10% more keywords through manual keyword research, which I shared on my channel a year ago. And I can do that 10% extra keywords through the 3 hours of keyword research, and that's going to make you 10% more sales. I did the same thing. I copied Arkham, but I did it differently. That's what I would recommend. Do it
So,
for landing pages, do it for funnels, do it for videos, do
Mhm.
it for posts, do it for community building. That's it.
So
That's all
before
I did.
copying, before like inspiring or getting copying anybody, make sure you're copying the right gap. Okay. So
Yeah.
from where I started from where like people were focusing on learning the skill set, but they didn't know how to sell the skill set. I leveraged that part. I literally taught them how they can sell their skill set, and that's the most desiring, you can say, thing in the world, because everybody wants to earn money and all that sort of stuff. Second thing is, if you would want to go for content marketing, never ever go for basic stuff, basic content in which like you are posting. If you want to get successful, wake up in the morning, do exercise, do this and that. So what's the logic behind waking up at 4 p.m., 4 a.m.? What's the logic behind it? Nobody knows that. So I studied this concept, and I did implemented it. So you want to know what I discovered? So when I'm waking up at 4 a.m., there is nobody to disturb me. Nobody is texting me. Nobody is doing anything. That's one thing. Second thing is my brain is fully active. So the time I'm working from like 4 a.m. to 8 a.m., that's the I'm super
That's the best
energetic.
time ever.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the
So
best
this
time
this
ever.
this so this is the main reason. Like if you want to write such content, right? Wake up at 4 a.m. and these are the reasons why you should make up. This is what helped me in this is what helped me in increasing my productivity. So this is how you should do it, because people are like, yeah, he just write posts and all that sort of stuff. I literally spent like 4 to 5 hours in just writing a post, back up with them, back up them with like multiple logics and all those sort of stuff. I do not upload that information which is already available on the internet, or which is easily available on the internet. If you go on LinkedIn these days, due to some people, everybody has become a content marketer, and they are like posting to create conversions, write a good headline. Everybody knows how to write a good line. Everybody knows you have to write a good headline, but how to write it, that's the main point. Everybody knows that you need to write this, and it will help you close a proposal, but how to write it, that's the main problem. How to do it, there are no like specific examples or reasons to do that. There's just generic information, and generic information won't take you anywhere.
I guess there is no short answer. We try to do it,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
couldn't do
yeah.
it. So there is no
so
short
so
answer. But
so
I would
in,
recommend a go.
mhm.
Mhm.
So in short, just share the process and sell the implementation. That's it. Share
That
everything.
is a great quote. Okay, so one
Alex
book I
Hermosi.
would recommend everyone is 100 Million Offers by Alex Hormozy. He's great at explaining all these concepts of what you
Mhm.
should do and how you should niche down. Okay, we have some few more comments coming up. How to spot bad clients?
Your gut will tell you. Your gut will tell you for sure.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
That's a good
yeah.
one. Okay. I think making connection and personal profile is important in building an agency. What do you think?
Mm. No, you can make it. You can make a personal connections and using your agency as well. It's not like dependent. Let's say I use my agency to promote myself. I can just upload all the content on my agency. If I'm good at building funnel, I can just redirect all the traffic from a personal profile to my agency profile. I
Got it.
can transfer that like traffic anywhere. But yeah, if you start from building your personal profile, that's that's like a good advantage. You can, because the problem which I have seen, Westerns or Europeans, they do not have enough engagement. So if you have like that much people engaged on your post and your podcast and all that stuff, they want that.
That's that. Don't just share everything, right, man?
No, no, just
Okay.
share everything. I'll sell them implementation.
You have the implementation of a sales channel.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe I'm coming up with like a personal branding agency. I will help you build a personal
Hopefully
branding.
soon. Hopefully
Yeah,
soon.
yeah,
Okay.
maybe.
How to build strong business development skills in a nutshell. Being facing difficulties in this phase, partners up is not an option. Okay, um, so what you're saying
How
is
to build
he
strong
wants to be the technical guy himself and then also be the sales guy.
Okay. No, no, business like he want to build it. So the best thing is, if I would ever get a chance, or if I had gotten a chance, I would have worked with like a really big company where I can get enough exposure. So let's say I want to become a sales guy, a cold calling guy. If I am working on my own, I might get like maybe one or two calls a day. But if I'm joining a multinational company, I would be getting 100 calls a day. Getting it? I can improve myself 100 times in one day, and that's like 3,000 times in 1 month, instead of improving myself like 30 times, 60 times in a month. Getting that?
Got it. So work for a big company, get the exposure, and then you will be able to work, establish a rapport with people,
Hmm.
and have that confidence so that it attracts itself. So that makes the business development easier. But at the end of the
Hmm.
day, it does come down to the sales skill as well. You have to learn that part of the business as well. One guy I would recommend listening to is Joey Gilkey. That is Joey and then Gilkey. He's been great on his new podcast. He's not really famous, but he's a great guy on having people understand how to do things which will make them money. Okay, and yeah, How to charge more from long-term clients. Some long-term clients keep asking for discounts, and in general, many stick to first day price. Basically, how to upsell, no?
Okay, how to upsell. Okay. So you can just tell them that, let's say what I've done for a company that I knew, we fulfilled their first benchmark. Now to like cover their or fulfill their second benchmark, I needed to put more hours. Okay. So if, let's say I tell them like if you are generating 10K right now, I can just 20K that number if you just give me 10 hours more, and which is like, let's say it's like $1,000. For the investment of $1,000, you can make 10,000 extra dollars. So let me know if it works for you, and most probably he or she is not going to say that no, I don't want to spend $1,000 just to make 10,000. Okay, so you have to put in a good offer that is profitable for the company or
Got it. So
or the client.
make it worth their while, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Bilal, I'm on this one. If you want to get out of imposter syndrome, watch Muhammad Qasim YouTube channel. He has shared it in very detail. I don't know the person, but I guess he has shared some bit about imposter syndrome. Got it. Okay. Let's finish that off. We've been on for 90 minutes now.
Yeah,
Okay,
I guess
guys.
we should get going.
Thank you so much for joining us. Okay, we have another comment from the same person that we just answered. Getting your point, again, to get into that big company, you need some sales skills. Do you think provided content is the last option for this, or do you just need good relationship building skills, good communication skills? What do you think is the most important thing to land a job? That's the question, right?
Okay, so to land a job nowadays, I just need like, for me, everybody needs who they like, right? For me, I need energetic people who can like who are super fast, who think good, and they are not like dull and those sort of things. So whenever you're going for a job, yeah, whenever you're going for a job, evaluate what the HR or what the hiring team wants. So let's say if I'm going for an interview for a client, I do not know anything about them or what they want. So how I will start? I will start by, so this is your XYZ problem. So what led to this problem? If you had already a resource in your company, so why that resource couldn't solve this problem? What actually led to this problem? So he would be or she would be giving me all the answers, and based on that, let's say she says that we had this resource, but he wasn't competent in communication skills. But what I would do is, let's say he says he's not competent in communication. I would say, so while working with this with XYZ companies, I have improved my technical skills, but not only my technical skills, but also my communication skills as well. And I was handling somewhere around 7 team members under my umbrella from 3 different time zones. So she knows that I'm not only good at technical skills, but also at communication skills as well. And I didn't just, there's a really like a false thing in the community that you need to repeat what the other person is saying. Do not repeat. If you want to repeat it indirectly. Let's just say, like I said, I have not only improved my technical skills, but also communication skills as well while working under a team or managing a team from 3 different time zones. So it's putting my authority while justifying that I have good communication skills.
Got it.
Okay. So ask those
Hopefully,
questions from your employer that are actually has any worth for them, not for you.
got it. I would give one more tip over here. So, if you have a job that you applied to,
Hmm.
reach out to the recruiter, ask him intelligent questions about the job. If you don't know what to ask, go to YouTube and find out what to ask for a recruiter after applying
Yeah.
for a job. That's the part one. Second
Yeah.
part is reach out to a person working in that company and try to find more and more information about
The
the job
company.
description, even if you think you know about it.
Yeah.
Even if you think you know about it, reach out to some person. Maybe he's the guy who's interviewing you. Try to guess which guy is going to interview you. And even if you don't get interviewed by that guy, there's going to be you can have this point saying, hey, I was just talking to your colleague and he told me this and this, and this is why I'm the best person for this scale because I did this thing exactly in the other company. And anything in your CV must be backed by a concrete example where you can talk about it for at least 5 minutes.
Okay.
No exceptions. If you think you
So
are disciplined, you can talk about it for 5 minutes. You should be able to do that.
yeah.
You can give examples, you can give things, you can give circumstances where you actually became disciplined. Okay.
Hmm.
Got it.
So
Okay.
so let me just
Mm-hmm.
share like today's example. So I was in like a meeting with a client, and I like to like dig people out. Let's say I find a name on Upwork. I like to dig them out and what they do, what for which company they work, and all those sort of stuff. So I had like a meeting at 2:30. Before that meeting, I dig all the information on the recruiter. I know for which company they are working, for which brand they are like contacting me. Went through a whole brand, their website, their Amazon page, all of that stuff. So when she got on a call with me, I was like, I have found this. I know about your brand. It's XYZ. I have found I like this aspect about it. I found these problems. And she was like, did I ever told you about which brand we are working on? Yeah, and she was impressed that I have already done all my homework.
Exactly.
So
Exactly. Quality over
now,
quantity.
yeah. So now, normally when I get whenever I post a job post, what normal messages I get, आप करते क्या हैं? ये किस चीज की job है? So that's the problem that you are not even like putting in the effort to get hired.
If you don't know what Arqam does, you are not on Facebook,
Yeah.
or you don't know how to use Facebook.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, we have only a few questions. Okay, let's just say this is the last one and then we go off. Okay,
Yeah.
I know your ears are hurting now. Mine are at least. Okay, so which method is working better? Building a team on fixed work hours in office or get work done from anywhere on time? Adding to this, how do you distribute work in between teams to get done on time? That this is the max a single person can handle and needs a second man along.
Okay.
What's your opinion
Okay. So
about that?
I prefer to work on like a fixed time because you know what can could be done. Because if you give them like an open time, a simple 10-minute task would take like an hour. Yeah, that happens. So whenever I'm giving a task, I have already gone through the whole stuff. Like if I'm giving anybody optimization task, PPC optimization, or keyword extraction, I know how long it takes. Let's say if it takes 30 minutes, I will give the guy 40 minutes, 45 minutes, and that's it. You cannot spend more time on it. If you are spending more time, what's the reason behind it?
I have a pet peeve that I use, and all of my employees tease me about it, saying if it takes you more than 15 minutes, you're doing it wrong. Because most of the things that I assign them, it's a
Hmm.
10-15 minutes job.
Okay.
If it's 30-minute job, I'll just give them a day because they're gonna take time. And what I have a rule in my company is if I can do it in 15 minutes, you can take 30 minutes for it.
Yeah.
35 minutes, that's fine. But with time, you should be able to do that in 20 minutes if I'm
Hmm.
doing it in 15. And that includes because I'm generally good in coding, so I'm very good with Excel formulas, Google Sheets, and stuff, automating and everything. So I want the team members to do the same as well. That is why we've had paid courses, free courses, all the learning pathways for different skill sets, all built out for them. And the single person can handle. Well, I come from the perspective that one should have an assistant or a person helping them out as soon as they have learned the any skill. Saying if someone has mastered keyword research, he should not be doing it. As simple as that. He should be teaching to the next person because he will learn a lot, and I will have another team member already trained to do that, to do exactly that. That's where I come from, and I think that works for me. Maybe it doesn't work for everyone, but that's how I work in my company. Okay.
So
Yeah, so
I
we
guess
have
we
a
should
few
wrap
thank
it up
yous.
now.
Yeah, let's just wrap it up, man. I think you're getting late now.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. And we
Thank
still
you.
have a lot of people on live. So thank you so much for sticking out with us. And we really appreciate that. And hopefully, this video will be available on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn on my personal profiles and my YouTube channel. And I will race with Arkham to distribute all the content in bits so that you can easily understand it. And at the end of the day, I would like to apologize for not using Urdu because we've had some comments saying please talk in Urdu, but I'm trying to promote English proficiency in the community, and I would love to see you understanding English because it can be a pathway for opportunities,
Yeah.
and it will open multiple doors for you. Try to learn it. I'm happy to recommend you some things. I learned it from Korean dramas. I'm honest about it. Okay, and hopefully you can learn something from any sort of entertainment, educational, or any other content.
Mhm.
Hopefully, okay. So Allah Hafiz, everyone, and that's
Everybody.
pretty much it. That's a wrap from me.
Allah Hafiz. Bye bye.
Bye
See you there.
bye. Take care.
Yasin. Allah Hafiz.